Hey folks, welcome to the MC Parks weekly public meeting for it's
Weekly
not the
public
weekly public
meeting.
meeting. I'm already screwing up. Welcome to the MC Parks public meeting for the month of February 2024. Good evening folks. Happy to see you all here. How are we all doing? How was our
We're,
month? How was our month of February?
we're back.
We are indeed. Skinny P himself is doing fantastic. Simpsons, you missed us. We're we missed you too, except we've seen you every day on the server. So, that's a thing. Yeah, I screwed up and I said weekly. You know how many years I've said weekly for? So
At
many.
least 5 or 6.
It's been quite a while that we've been doing them weekly. So it's going to take some getting used to. It's raining sideways. Sounds like somebody's in California. Um, People are doing good though, working on stuff. Good to hear it. Good to hear it. Thank you all for spending part of your Wednesday evening with us or wherever you may be. In fact, it might not even be Wednesday where you are because it you might be listening to a recording of the meeting as we are now making these meetings available as podcasts and on our YouTube channel. So you can listen to these at your leisure wherever you'd like on the podcast client of your choice. We have an RSS feed that you can throw in there, or you can watch it on YouTube or YouTube Music. So that's really neat. And
I've always said these meetings felt like a podcast, and now it's kind of official.
yeah, pretty much. No, it's not on Spotify. I don't have any plans for Spotify. If Spotify lets you put an RSS feed in, then you can. If it doesn't, then no. So yeah, we have an RSS feed. Put it wherever you want, wherever you can put it. The only places it's available for everybody saying other things, it's on YouTube, and there's an RSS feed that you can put wherever you want. That's what we got, and so those are your options. We're probably not going to go through the effort of making it available anywhere else, most likely. So that's how it's going to be. So thank you all for being here and thank you for listening. Now, this month we had a couple big things going on. First and foremost, just after the last public meeting, we opened World Celebration Gardens. So this it was kind of a long time coming since we walled off our Innoventions Plaza very soon after the real one closed, and once the bulldozers came out, our bulldozers came out too, and it's been a big dirt patch for quite a long time, quite a number of years, and we were very ready to have that be changed, to have some beautiful greenery and everything surrounding there instead. Of course, Google Earth hadn't updated for a very long time, so we were waiting a while to get some good enough imagery to the point where we could build this thing. We finally got there. We finally started building some stuff out, and it's there and it's open, and you can explore. We've even got our outlines in progress of Moana Journey of Water that you can walk past and take a look at what's going on in there. You can see very early outlines right now, but we're working on it, and we're still awaiting some better imagery for some of that too. So it's coming and it's happening. But you can go and check out the statue of Walt over at Dreamer's Point. You could sit next to him and take a wonderful little picture. You can also go into the center of the garden itself and take a look at the animating Epcot emblem that's there for you to check out, and also the lights in the breezeway going over to World Discovery also move and are synced with the main gardens in the middle.
And I think the ring at the front is synced with the main gardens, maybe. At least it
Yes.
was at one point.
Yeah. So yeah, those are all there, and it's happening. Um, you can also listen to the area loop. We are still making some updates to the area loop because we have determined that there are three different area loops. There's one that plays in the entrance area. There's one that plays in the very, very center area of World Celebration Gardens, and then there's the one that plays in the periphery. So we're working on sourcing some good recordings of the three of them and syncing them up properly, so we can improve that experience for you. But for now, it's just the one loop throughout that we're playing. But that's not all we opened in the good park of Epcot this month rather. No, no, no.
I don't think anyone else knows what else we
I don't think they do either. I think I'm gonna
we
have
kind
to tell
of
them.
we kind of snuck it in there.
That's right. Test Track, presented by Chevrolet, has opened on MC Parks. At long last, it is open to the general public, complete with the create your own ride vehicle experience. And people have been enjoying it so far, I would say. Um, you folks at the meeting, tell us what you think of Test Track. Car, that's a great one. It's great, really well done, fast, incredible, vroom. Cargo fast, pretty cool. Ka-chow, all right, that's a good one. That's a good one. You want to go fast? All right, well you can on this one. Fun trying to get that 228 score, but you've only gotten to 217 Psycho. Well, so far 2,660 cars have been designed, and 11 people have made it to 228. That is the max score that you can get. Um, and if you're curious, the lowest score that anybody's gotten so far is 154. I think that's the mathematically lowest, but I'm not sure. So people can try. The lowest efficiency you can get is negative 28, which is pretty cool. I do like that. Um, so it's been fun to see people's cars. Keep posting the cars that you make in Parks Pictures. I do enjoy seeing those, um, and I would love to continue seeing those. Um, and in the future, I would like to give you folks the experience to walk around with your car on a little map. We're not there quite yet, but we will get there. I was gonna do it for launch, and then I ran out of time to do it for launch. So it is what it is, but it's open. I'm glad you folks are enjoying it, and I can't wait to continue seeing all of the cars that you build. In addition to Test Track, we hosted our friends Jack Patillo and the rest of the cast of Inside Gaming. Came on for a little meet and greet. And the reason why I'm mentioning that, except for the fact that it's always fun to hang out with Jack and BK and the gang, is because we actually debuted a very special. So it was a special finale show of Happily Ever After. If you've seen our momentous tag to Happily Ever After, you've seen that before. But we actually debuted a very special new feature that you will see on MC Park shows of the future as well. Was anybody there? Well, Jenny mentioned what it was. A few of you were there, so that's awesome. They were drones. We had drones in the sky above Cinderella Castle, animating to show the Inside Gaming logo. Um, it's really cool. If you missed it, don't worry. There will be opportunities to see drones on MC Parks in the future. But we debuted our way for doing drone shows. So that's really, really exciting for us, because of course we want to do some of the amazing shows that have been happening over at Disneyland Paris. We've started Avengers Power of the Night, um, So that's the one that we're starting with. And what's the new one called?
Electric Sky Parade?
The Electric Sky Parade. Yeah, we're probably gonna do that one after Avengers Power of the Night, because we started Avengers Power of the Night already. We think that's gonna be a little bit more doable as a first sort of stretching our legs when it comes to the drone technology, and then we'll get over to the Electrical Sky Parade afterwards. So we're very very excited about that. And I'm really looking forward to doing more of that. Let's see. I believe those are the big things that happened this month. I don't think there was anything else crazy. Of course, it is February, and February means that we are in Valentine's Day mode. So if you open, I don't actually, Josh, I'm my internet's being weird and I can't connect to the server. Can you remind me what the show schedule is?
It's every day at 6 p.m.
All right, every day at 6 p.m. you can watch the Sweethearts Night fireworks over at Disneyland.
6
And
p.m. Eastern, I should say.
6 p.m. Eastern, that is correct. And that'll be that way for the entirety of the month, I believe.
Basically, yeah.
Sweet. There we go. My internet is fixed. I'm back on the server. I'm assuming that was a weird Cloudflare thing. Happens every now and then. Usually I fix it by hopping on a VPN and hopping back off a VPN, and then it magically fixes itself. Who knows? The internet is crazy. But I can't do that because I'm doing a meeting. So yeah, I don't know if we have any additional Valentine's Day plans outside of just the Sweethearts Night fireworks. But if we do, you'll definitely see an announcement post about it, and that'll be fun if it exists and if it happens. Alrighty, I do believe that that's really all I got as far as big announcements and kind of recap of the month is concerned. Coming up this month, the team is working on loads of things. We've turned our attention to, well, honestly, a big variety of projects. There's some love being given to a couple of the Universal Studios Florida attractions that are that are sort of next up, I would say. We got Revenge of the Mummy and E.T. Adventure are both getting some work. Um, E.T. Adventure is sort of just outside where the current phase of the new park's boundaries is. Revenge of the Mummy, of course, used to be open as part of the and we pasted over it, and so we're doing that work all on site right now. So we're getting there with Revenge of the Mummy. Lots of armor stand work happening, as well as on ET. There's building work happening in the queue, and we're getting started on some of the animations of several of the animatronics and the scenes and all of that as well. Love ET Adventure. I also love Revenge of the Mummy. They're both amazing. They're both amazing attractions, and I can't wait to see how the team does with them. And you know what? There's also been some work happening over at Living with the Land. We keep populating more of that attraction with armor stands and with all the various plants. A couple weeks ago, we arrived on what I think is the best solution for doing the little signs everywhere with the plant names on them. So looking forward to getting that squared away. That's gonna be real neat. Let's see what else. Let's open some of these roundups and see if there's anything else fun going on. Toontown also getting some love as well. Um, you might have noticed over in Volcano Bay that all of the leaderboards have been redone and have some custom textures on them now. That's courtesy of Brennan. And also, they don't say top riders; they say top sliders, which I love. I think that's wonderful. Of course, we've mentioned Test Track. There's also quite a lot of stuff happening over in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, particularly at Rise of the Resistance. We are really getting down to business over at Rise of the Resistance. Um, a lot of effects are coming together now. So one of these days, I think we got to put together some kind of teaser to show off some of it because it's going really well, and I kind of want to show some of it off.
Look, there's 100% an effect that is gonna blow people's minds. Actually, there's multiple of
Yeah, I was
them,
gonna say I don't
but
even know which one you're talking about.
it's the ones that we saw last week and this week. The because I don't think we've done anything like that before. A lot of them are gonna blow
I don't know
people's
if that's
minds.
true. We've done some stuff
That
like that
blows
before.
my
It
mind.
is really cool though. It is really cool though. So there's a lot of neat things happening for Rise. A lot of really cool effects that we're putting together for that. Um, and I'm also really excited for what we're going to be doing. We've just kind of started the process of figuring out because obviously the ride of Rise is cool, but I think a big part of how that story is conveyed and a big part of the experience is unlike any other attraction is your interaction with the ride operations cast members, and so we're making sure that those are also on display um, and being a part of the experience. So we're starting to put some of that together too, and we're much like Happily Ever After, where we developed a bunch of new technology to make things in Happily Ever After possible, and that then triggered sort of a renaissance of going around the server and updating a bunch of effects to use some of the things we did for Happily Ever After. We're doing the same thing for parts of Rise right now. In fact, making some of the interaction with the cast members possible is actually kind of turbocharging an entirely new way that we write shows and that we write like how our effects work and like we're like I don't know how to explain it without getting too technical, but we're essentially writing a new version of the language that we use to specify how effects get run on the server. And we're writing a new version of that to add some new features to it that's going to make some of the interaction for Rise of the Resistance possible, but I am positive we're going to find other uses for all over the server to make some really neat effects. So I'm super excited about all of that. Uh, and there's a ton of other effects that I'm really excited for in Rise too. The ITS is so cool. The escape pod sequence is really neat. The way that we are for every space battle that you see outside of the window, like we're recreating that faithfully to what's there in real life. And you know, if you watch a video of what happens in the space battles outside, you watch hours, like they're gonna be the same. Um, so I'm really pumped for Rise of the Resistance, and I can't wait to share more. But it's gonna be a crazy adventure.
And no, we don't have an opening timeline for it publicly yet.
Yeah, so you know, as far as opening timelines go in general for folks who might be new here, because we are entirely volunteer run, nobody does MC Parks as their main thing, and people generally get to they work on projects as their time allows and as their motivation wills them to. So as such, we don't set timelines for things far into the future. We kind of get to the point where it's the last few little things that still need to be done, and then we say, yeah, we could finish this in a couple weeks, and then that's when we go and we announce a time. So so there's no time frame for anything like that. But in short, lots of fun things happening at Rise of the Resistance. and I cannot wait to share
Look,
more.
we do have someone who can hyper focus on finishing Rise. The problem is that, if this person gets busy with real life stuff, then the project gets delayed a little bit. So,
Yeah, pretty much. Alrighty. So I'm going to go and do the top 10 writers of the month, and then we will get to all of your questions. We're going to start with the questions that people pre-submitted, and then we will go through and I'll get more questions from everybody here. So starting in 10th place for this month, as far as the top 10 rides are concerned, it's the Tomorrowland Transit Authority People Mover with 2,135 rides. Ninth place is Living with the Land at Epcot with 2,249. In 8th place, it's Iron Gwazi at Busch Gardens Tampa with 2,366. 7th place is the Copico Y Winding River at Universal's Volcano Bay Water Theme Park with 2,529. In 6th place, it's Spaceship Earth with 2,553. 5th place is Gadgets Go Coaster in Disneyland with 2,746. 4th place is the Inside Out Emotional Whirlwind with 2,833. 3rd place is Ghost Rider at Knott's Berry Farm with 2,935. Second place is Test Track at Epcot with 3,095. And first place this month is the Silly Symphony Swings at Disney California Adventure Park with 3,236 rides. Moving over to our top 10 riders of the month. 10th place is Just Will Green with 1,472. Ninth place is James A. Garza 11 with 1,562. Eighth place is Velocity Mom with 1,604. Just kidding. Oh, never mind. That's a duplicate. I don't know what happened there. Okay, well, sixth place is Gadget Girl 32 with 1,715. Fifth place is Wyatt Goalie Bear with 2,370. Fourth place is Patos Roar with 2,481. Bubbles Ducky is in third with 3,395. Second place is Sunglasses with 3,399. And first place this month is 943K with 4,717 rides. So those are your top 10 rides and your top 10 riders for the month. And now I'm going to go through so hold off your questions for now, because I'm not going to start looking at the chat just yet for questions. I'm going to do some of the pre-submitted questions, and then I will do the questions that are live. So I am Robbie wants to know if we're going to do the 2023 player recap. I don't think we're going to at this point, so sorry about that. Second question, are we planning on having any special Valentine's Day items? I don't believe we have any plans for that. And
I think there's some that already exist, but nothing new.
yeah, nothing new. There might be some reappearances of old things, but nothing new for this year as far as I'm aware. And then any updates on Guardians? We haven't done any work on Guardians in a while. However, the track is there. I think the speeds have been set as well, and we're getting to the point of there's gonna be lots and lots of animation to do for some of the screens that are in there and all the effects and stuff. So we're getting there. Plans for Valentine's Day, we talked about a little bit earlier. We're showing Sweethearts Night, as well as there might be some merchandise from previous years, but nothing else. The 11th anniversary, you're just going to have to wait and see.
Look, we just finished the 10th stuff like last month. So.
This is very, very true. Wild Little Cowboy wants to know if we've ever considered recreating Efteling. Now, I love Efteling. I actually went there twice in 2023. I love that park so much. We don't have any plans to do any additional theme park properties at this time. So, yeah. GBA wants to know if there are any new updates on drones at Disneyland Paris or Walt Disney Studios, and there sure are, as I mentioned earlier in the program. We are working on Avengers Power of the Night, and we even showed off our first look at drones during the Inside Gaming event earlier this month. Micah Black wants to know if there are any updates on the Carousel of Progress. So the animations are mostly there for the first scene as well as the last scene. But I don't believe any work has been done in a few months on that, so hasn't been any kind of anything to share as far as that's concerned. Um, and any updates on Galaxy's Edge? So I've already talked about Rise of the Resistance, but as far as the land in general, there has been some more work on some of the little ambient effects. I think Moore also did some work on the little popcorn at Katsaka's kettle. There's a little popcorn popper that looks like fun. We're doing some more models for a few of the ambient elements around as well. When we open Galaxy's Edge, it's going to include the land itself, Rise of the Resistance, Droid Depot, Dock Ondars, Docking Bay 7, Ronto Roasters, the Milk Stand. Basically everything except for Smuggler's Run is going to be what ends up opening with that land. Link Perez wants to know if showtimes on one's Magic Band can be dynamic to your time zone rather than having just be the Eastern time zone. We definitely do want to do that. It was my goal to have your time zone be a preference and then have times displayed that way. It's going to take a little bit of work to make that a good experience, pretty much. So yeah, it is something that I definitely want to do. It just isn't happening right now. Um, I am Robbie wants to know if there are any updates on the Jungle Cruise. There aren't. I'm sorry to say. Um, Pilot wants to know if there's any updates on Guardians of the Galaxy and Avengers Campus and California Adventure. There hasn't been any work there in a while either. If you have Annual Pass or Club 33 or Disneyland Early Access, if you've been around that long, you can run through the land and check it out. And kind of see what's there. But it's been a number of months since that area has been touched. As far as the status of Mission Breakout is concerned, the little lobby area has some armor stands in it, and I think the load area does too. And I think that's about it for Mission Breakout. The new Contemporary Resort. Pilot also wants to know if there's any updates as far as that is concerned. We've kind of started to talk about some pathways to finishing that up and getting it open. It's been a while since work has been done, but it's been a topic of conversation in some cast member channels recently. So you
So
might,
maybe.
yeah, so you might get some updates on that more in the future. Um, so that's it that I got for our pre-submitted questions. I will look at the chat now, so you can start asking your questions now, and I'll answer it. Plans to animate an audio for Sunny Eclipse at the Starlight Cafe. We
Yeah.
have done work on that. It's happened. We're working on it. We're working on it. It's been a while since we've had progress on it. But he's there. He's happening. Sometimes if you happen upon me hanging out on the server, I might be sitting in the Starlight Lounge listening to Sunny Eclipse because every now and then I play it. Part of what we have. It's fun. Um, when do applications for volunteer positions get checked? We're constantly looking through stuff. We don't always have the bandwidth to bring people on and all of that. We don't respond to applications that we aren't going forwards with either. It just isn't a scalable thing for us to do. So if you don't hear back within 2 weeks of applying, feel free to throw another one in. Um, but yeah,
We are working on, being able to get that bandwidth back up though, so stay tuned, I guess.
that is true. That is true. Will Galaxy Edge open at Disneyland Park or Disney's Hollywood Studios? It's going to open at Disneyland Park. Let's see. Getting ranks linked to the Discord server, Black Belt wants to know. That is something that we might do in the future. But nothing to share at the moment. Disneyland Paris Frontierland. Yeah, we're doing some work over there as well. I'm sorry, because this is also an audio podcast that folks can listen to at any time. I should be reading out the person who asked the question and reading out the question full and then responding to it. That's what I should do. Um, So maybe I'll start getting used to doing that. So Rain wants to know about Disneyland Paris's Frontierland and if there are any updates with that. We are plugging away at some pixel art. Big Thunder Mountain Railroad's got some. I think the track is in there, and I think the speeds are in too, so it's technically rideable. But there's still some effects that we need to do too. So there's that. And also some pixel art continues to go in every week. Um, there's a bit of pixel art here, a bit of pixel art there that continues to get thrown in there. And Phantom Manor has also gotten some builds done to it too. I don't believe anything in the way of tech over there yet, though.
No, I think that we need to finish the builds of it first.
Yeah. Anything on Soren at Walt Disney World? We don't have anything to share on Soren. If you go back to our YouTube channel, I believe it was at the 2020 Expo, we showed off a little bit of sneak peeks of some of the big sets that we were building out for Soren. There really hasn't been much worked on it since then. That's just one of those things. For the big like wide open sets like that, our team mostly builds, smaller, more scoped things at a one-to-one scale. So that's where a lot of their interests lie, and a lot of people don't want to go and build those big sets out. Why would Galaxy's Edge open on Disneyland if you're close to launching Rise of the Resistance on Walt Disney World? It's the Disneyland one that we're close to. So Disneyland's Rise of the Resistance, Disneyland's Galaxy's Edge are the ones that we're currently working on. We made the decision a while back that was going to be the one that we targeted.
Oh boy, we have some trolly people on here.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. I'm not looking at the.
Oh, you don't want to see what they just posted.
Okay, well, people are.
Well, a lot of
them.
people did, I think.
All right, I didn't, so that's fine. The good thing is we have a wonderful moderation team who's doing it. Let's see. Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey. Any updates there? It's been quite a while for that as well. I don't think there's too much to share with Forbidden Journey. I think somebody like started building like half a set and then stopped, and that was like over a year ago. So I don't have anything crazy to share as far as that's concerned. Any updates on Minions? Despicable Me Minion Mayhem is not currently in development at all. Yeah, it's not. I'm sorry. That's one of those things where, like, if we do it, we would probably want to get the game mechanics as close to the real one as possible. And believe it or not, that seems like it's quite a deep game. Like the game mechanics for that are pretty deep. There's lots of different weaponry that you can use and all of that. But you've got to we're gonna have to do some investigation into that to see what the best way to do some of that is. But it's not something that we are currently working on. I'm sad. I'm sorry to say. When will Kali River Rapids update? We have started a rebuild of the Asia area over at Disney's Animal Kingdom, so it will be included with that revamp. Do big sets have to be at a one-to-one scale? No, as a matter of fact, in order to do some like stuff like Soren, if we build it at a one-to-one scale, we have to move the camera so fast that most clients wouldn't load in the chunks properly at the speed, at the rate at which you'd need to have a good experience. So, we have to end up like truncating stuff to get it to fit properly. It's something that we noticed early on because we started to build some stuff one-to-one for Soren, and then we realized that, oh wait, it doesn't really work properly. So that's something that we are also figuring out, and so yeah, it it adds an additional bit of complexity to something like that. Quick question: when is Disneyland Splash Mountain doing, and when will y'all build new Toontown? We are doing work on new Toontown. That is happening right now. Um, However, Disneyland Splash Mountain, we are probably not. Well, we're definitely not going to be building Disneyland Splash Mountain because Tiana's By Adventure is fast approaching, and we really wouldn't have the ride open for very long if we did open it. So we're going to be waiting for Tiana's and then build those once they get in.
Champ, it's because there's a bunch of people trolling, so I limited permissions a bit more to help the moderation.
Ah,
It'll come back in due time.
nice. If Walt Disney World Splash Mountain leaves, can you please have it available in Tokyo? So here's the deal: MC Parks builds the parks as they exist in the present day. So as long as Splash Mountain sticks around in Tokyo, eventually we'll get around to building it. Will Soren sets be a good way to add to your application when you apply for Imagineer? If that's something that you want to work on, I guess. If you want to join the team to work on big sets like that, sure thing. Will the parking lot trams come? If somebody wants to do them, I guess there wouldn't really be a point because you can't park a car in the parking lots.
Let's be honest, we really just need a model for it because the tech is super easy for that.
Yeah, I mean, like if someone made a model for it, then yeah, sure, we'd put it in, we'd have it go in a little loop. But I don't think anyone's clamoring to build a model for the parking trams. I'm sorry to say. Will we get the Skyliner to Epcot? We already have the Skyliner to Epcot.
Yeah, it works in everything.
Yeah. So little confused there. Um, when will McDonald's be finished? There's already a couple McDonald's that are finished. The one in Disney Village, Disneyland Paris is done. Maybe that's the only one that's done.
I think the one outside of Disneyland is done, is it not? Or
Is
is
there
it just
one
the
over there?
IHOP? Oh, maybe
Is
it's
there?
just the IHOP.
I don't even know if there is a McDonald's
I'm
over
pretty
there.
sure there is. Didn't
Maybe there
Accident
is.
build it like in the night one time
Maybe.
because everyone was asking
Oh
about
yeah,
it?
no, this was the McDonald's that he hung out in the parking lot of because he got locked out of his hotel room. Sorry to bring that story back up again on a recorded meeting that people can listen to at any time. Uh, but yep. As far as the Walt Disney World one is concerned, we do need to rebuild that building, but that's a thing. What's the best way to schedule a walkthrough that comes with the ranks? It's a kind of a multi-step process right now. Essentially, send me a message and then I will send you a link to put in a schedule that then me or Darren will get to. So yeah. New hotels or bus routes? That's not a question. Sorry, I resolved to only respond to things that are questions, but I'll answer this one. There hasn't been any work on any hotels recently, and as such, no new bus routes. When will Runaway Railway open?
But
We
it's not.
pretty much we've kind of started to have some early creative meetings for how we want to do certain things. We had some plans on how we were going to do it back in 2020. We kind of scrapped those plans, but now we're picking some of them back up again and are kind of talking amongst ourselves about how we want to do some of the effects on there. Any updates on the Epcot resorts? No. When will the races return? We are actually. I'm working on some stuff to make it easier for folks to run their own racing Disney-esque competitions. With folks in their parties.
If you mean
Um,
the YouTube videos, stay tuned. I don't know.
yeah, we don't have any plans to bring back the YouTube series right now,
They're not exactly analytics drivers.
but we are working on some ways for you folks to run similar races on the server. So stay tuned for that. A defunct land park would be cool. We have talked about that in the past. Just, it comes down to what folks on the team want to do, and there hasn't been a tremendous desire amongst the team to do stuff like that.
I think there's a lot of people focusing on modern day parks right now.
Yeah. Don't have anything to share on either of the Walt Disney World water parks right now. It's been a while since either of those have been touched. Fun fact: every guest area of Walt Disney World has been at least started on MC Parks. They're just all in various degrees of haven't been touched in a long time. It's all started though.
I was gonna say Typhoon Lagoon was like started recently, and then I went, that was like 5 months ago.
Yeah.
Time flies.
Any updates on the original parks that were shown at the 2022 Expo? Actually, yeah, there's been a little bit of progress on both of those recently. Discovery Core's hotel's gotten a little bit of work done recently, as well as some scenes in the Future Probe attraction, which is kind of similar to a Horizons. So something happening over there. And then the San Francisco area over in Explorers Kingdom has also gotten some work recently. So there's some people plugging away at that kind of stuff. That's more of just like a, like we're not like barreling towards an opening for either of those parks anytime soon though. When is the 11th anniversary? We celebrate the anniversary of MC Parks the first weekend of April.
April 4th is the official day, but
Yeah.
whatever weekend is closest to that is generally the celebration day.
Yep.
And no, the anniversary is not linked in any way to potential expos.
I mean, sometimes it is.
Sometimes it is, but sometimes it isn't.
Yeah. Jay, Explorers Kingdom is a custom theme park. If you go and check out the 2022 Expo, you can see a little bit more about that. As far as when the next expo will be, we generally conduct MC Parks expos in even numbered years, and right now it is an even numbered year, so chances are good that an expo is forthcoming. Do we have any other questions regarding MC Parks related matters?
Test track. Oh boy, do I have news for you.
What's your favorite project that you worked on the server? It's always like the next thing, like whatever I'm like currently working on is always like, oh yeah, this is my favorite thing. So like, Test
Ryan
Track
is
was great.
really hyped for Show Script 3 right now.
Yeah, right now I'm doing a lot of work on the new version of ShowScript, which is sort of the language that we use for writing the shows that power all of the effects that happen. And I'm really excited about it. There's gonna be some cool features in there.
As far as projects that I actually had a hand in, either Happily Ever After or Minis, one of the two.
Happily Ever After is a perennial good one.
I mean, it's so good to see, like, you don't see it very often, but when you see people watch it for the first time, oh.
It's true. It's true. I mentioned Cosmic Rewind earlier in the meeting, but I will answer your question on Tron. There's some Imagineering work that still has to be done on both the exterior and the interior. And there hasn't been too much in the way of tech done, but nothing new to share for that in the past couple months. All right, I think I'm going to end the meeting off there for the evening. So I want to thank you all for joining us for the monthly public meeting. It has been a pleasure to have you aboard. Enjoy the rest of your day and have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you so much for joining us. And the next meeting is going to be on Wednesday, March 6th, 2024. Good night, everyone. Have a good one.